Hello, and a very warm welcome to Quest. Today we embark on a remarkable journey, not across the vast plains of the Serengeti or into the deep blue of our oceans, but back through the mists of time itself. We are traveling to a land of golden sands and colossal monuments, a civilization that flourished for millennia along the banks of a great river. We are, of course, venturing into the world of ancient Egypt, a culture so rich and so complex that its secrets are still being unearthed today. In this film, we will explore 10 extraordinary facts that reveal the ingenuity, the beliefs, the daily lives of these incredible people. For thousands of years, this kingdom has captured the human imagination. Its legacy is etched in stone, written in the stars, and whispered on the desert winds. Now let us begin our exploration of the enduring wonders of ancient Egypt. Here on the edge of the sprawling city of Cairo stands a testament to human ambition that has defied the ages: the Great Pyramids of Giza. Of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, chronicled by poets and historians of old, only this one, the tomb of the pharaoh Khufu, remains. It is a structure of almost unimaginable scale, composed of over 2 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as a herd of elephants. The precision with which it was built continues to baffle engineers and historians alike. The pyramids were not, as was once widely believed, built by slaves, but by a dedicated and skilled workforce of Egyptian citizens. The ancient Egyptians developed one of the world's earliest and most beautiful forms of writing: hieroglyphics. Birds, reeds, human figures, geometric shapes, each telling part of a larger story. An idea like sun, life. Mastering this script was the work of a lifetime. The scribes who could read and write were among the most respected members of society. They inscribed the spells from the Book of the Dead, a guide for the afterlife. This written language was the backbone of administration and culture, enabling a civilization for 3 millennia. It was their way of making words, and therefore history, permanent. The monumental tombs and the sacred texts all point to one central, overriding belief: life on Earth was but a prelude to a far longer, eternal journey. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 gave the world its first glimpse of an almost untouched royal burial: golden chariots, intricate jewelry, mummified cats, dogs, baboons. These beloved pets were seen as companions for eternity, continuing their loyal service beyond the veil of death. This practice reveals a tender, relatable aspect of this ancient culture. When we think of the rulers of Egypt, one name often shines brighter than the rest: Cleopatra. And yet, one of the most surprising facts is that she was not, by blood, Egyptian at all. Cleopatra VII Philopator was, in fact, Greek. She was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom. That dynasty was founded by Ptolemy I Soter, one of Alexander's generals. Cleopatra, however, was a remarkable exception. She understood that to rule Egypt effectively, she had to be seen as a true pharaoh. Uniquely among her dynasty, she learned the Egyptian language. She embraced the Egyptian religion. She presented herself as the reincarnation of Isis, a powerful and beloved deity. It was this clever fusion of her Hellenistic heritage and her adopted Egyptian identity that made her a formidable, charismatic leader. Life in ancient Egypt was not all monumental construction and solemn religious rites. In their leisure time, Egyptians from all social classes shared a common passion: board games. And the most popular of all was a game known as Senet. Tutankhamun himself was buried with 4 exquisite Senet sets, ready for him to play on his journey through the underworld. Players would race their pieces across the board. Their moves were dictated by the throwing of casting sticks and knucklebones. It was a mixture of luck and strategy, as players tried to advance their own pieces while blocking their opponent. But Senet was more than just a simple pastime. Over time, it acquired a deep religious and symbolic significance. The journey of the pieces across the board came to represent the journey of the soul across the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. To win a game of Senet was therefore symbolic of successfully navigating the trials of the underworld and achieving eternal life. It was a game that mirrored their deepest beliefs about life, death, resurrection. In a world without knowledge of germs or modern antibiotics, illness and injury were a constant threat. Yet the ancient Egyptians were pioneers in the field of medicine, developing practices and knowledge that were astonishingly advanced for their time. Surviving medical papyri, like the Edwin Smith papyrus, reveal a remarkably rational approach. It is essentially an ancient medical textbook, detailing the examination, diagnosis, and treatment of 48 traumatic cases: skull fractures, spinal injuries. Treatments were methodical and practical, stitching wounds, setting broken bones with splints, and performing complex surgical procedures. Honey was used to dress wounds. Willow bark treated pain and inflammation. Through trial and error, they found effective treatments. Their medical legacy laid the foundations for Greek and Roman medicine. One of the most striking features is, honestly, that distinctive, dark eyeliner worn by the figures. In ancient Egypt, both men and women, from the highest pharaoh to the humblest farmer, wore makeup. The most common form was a thick black powder known as kohl, which was used to line the eyes, creating that iconic almond-shaped look. This practice actually served a very practical purpose. The harsh glare of the desert sun is relentless, and the dark kohl would have acted much like the black grease worn by modern athletes, reducing the sun's reflection and protecting their vision. The distinctive eye outline was intended to mimic the facial markings of the falcon god Horus. The Eye of Horus. Horus's eye was a powerful symbol of protection, healing, and restoration. By adorning themselves in this way, they were not just enhancing their beauty, they were arming themselves with divine power, warding off evil spirits and ensuring good health. No story of ancient Egypt can be told without honoring the source of its very existence, the Nile River. The Greek historian Herodotus famously called Egypt the gift of the Nile, and honestly, no truer words have been spoken. Each year, like clockwork, the Nile would flood its banks. This was not a destructive event, but a welcome one. As the floodwaters receded, they left behind a thick layer of rich black silt, a natural fertilizer that renewed the land and made it incredibly productive. It allowed them to grow abundant crops of wheat and barley. Heavy stone for temples and tombs was quarried and then floated down the Nile to construction sites. The river dictated the rhythm of life, its cycles marking the 3 seasons of the Egyptian calendar: Akhet, the inundation; Pere, the growing season; Shamu, the harvest. It was a god, a provider, and the central character in the story of Egypt. The spiritual world of the ancient Egyptians was densely populated. They did not worship a single god, but a vast and complex pantheon of hundreds of gods and goddesses, each governing a different aspect of creation and daily life. Many deities were depicted with animal heads, reflecting close observation of nature. Ra, falcon-headed, Ra's solar barge crossing the sky. Anubis, god of mummification, god of the afterlife, jackal-headed, an animal that was often seen scavenging in the desert cemeteries. Thoth, the god of wisdom and writing, ibis-headed, a bird whose curved beak resembled the crescent moon. At the heart of their mythology was the story of Osiris, the god of the underworld, his devoted wife Isis, and their son Horus. The tale of Osiris's murder by his jealous brother Set and his subsequent resurrection by Isis formed the basis of their beliefs about death and rebirth. It was a powerful narrative of order triumphing over chaos, of life conquering death. This rich tapestry of gods and myths provided a framework for understanding the world and offered hope for an eternal life beyond the grave. For nearly 1,500 years after the fall of the last pharaohs, the secrets of ancient Egypt were locked away. Their magnificent hieroglyphs covered temples and papyri, but no one on earth could read them. All of that changed in 1799 with a chance discovery by a French soldier during Napoleon's campaign in Egypt. Near the town of Rashid, or Rosetta, he found a large, dark stone slab covered in 3 different scripts. This slab, now famously known as the Rosetta Stone, was the key. Its genius lay in the fact that it contained the same decree, written in 3 different languages. The task of deciphering it was a monumental intellectual race, finally won by the brilliant French scholar Jean-François Champollion in 1822. By comparing the Greek text with the hieroglyphs, and focusing on the royal names enclosed in ovals called cartouches, matching the Greek letters for Ptolemy to the hieroglyphs in the cartouche. It was a breakthrough that changed everything. Suddenly, the silent carvings on temple walls began to speak. The Egyptians could tell their own story in their own words. The Rosetta Stone did more than just translate a language. It resurrected an entire civilization from the silence of history. And so, our journey through the sands of time comes to a close. From the timeless gaze of the pyramids to the intricate code of the hieroglyphs, ancient Egypt was a civilization of breathtaking scale and profound complexity. We have seen how their beliefs about eternity shaped their world, how their ingenuity allowed them to thrive in a harsh landscape, and how their legacy continues to fascinate and inspire us thousands of years later. Their story is a powerful reminder of the enduring human drive to create, to understand, and to leave a mark that outlasts our own brief time on this earth. The 10 facts we have explored today are but a few grains of sand from the vast desert of their history. There is always more to discover. Their world, though ancient, feels remarkably close, connected to us by the universal human experiences of life, death, love, and the search for meaning. I would be very interested to hear which of these ancient secrets surprised or intrigued you the most. So please do leave a comment below with your favorite fact, and if you wish to continue these journeys with us, be sure to subscribe to Quest for more deep dives into the wonders of our shared history. Join us on the next quest.